All right, everybody, welcome back to a new video. It's been a while since I've done a plugin review, but I thought this one would be worth it. It's like one of those plugins where you're just like, I don't know if I need another style of this plugin, but it looks really cool. Which this one's a little bit different. It's just a modern take on the Pultec, essentially. But yeah, so Bettermaker. I don't really use any of their products, whether it's the hardware. I've never used their hardware and I've never used their plugins, to be honest. This is the first time that I've even checked out their stuff. Obviously, I know who they are and stuff. I think they even follow me on Instagram. So I would love to check out your hardware. You know what I'm saying? If you want to send it through, if they somehow see this, if not, it's all good. Let's just jump into it. This is like a song. I can't remember if it came out. Sorry if it hasn't come out yet. So let's listen to it without it. So yeah, pretty full intro. You know what I'm saying? You get a little bit of drums, you got some piano for some stereo stuff. Got a little bit of low end from the drums and the piano itself. So I thought this would be a good example to use. Apparently people didn't like my last example, my last video, but whatever, it's all good. Just trying to not put people's music out there if they don't want me to. So you know, trying my best. But anyways, also there's another good example too because I'm also using a Pultec in this. I'm mastering this whole EP, or I did master it. That's what I'm saying. I can't remember if these are coming out or if they've come out or whatever. I guess I should check. But anyways, good example because I already use a Pultec. I personally mix through a Pultec plugin 95% of the time. So I'm really familiar with it. I'm familiar with what it can do, what it can't do, what I want it to do, and what I hope it can do to my mixes or masters in this case. So it's a good example to use with the new Bettermaker plugin. So I'm gonna first. I think the easiest thing to do. I'm not gonna try to just run it through without adjusting any settings. I think just jumping right into it and trying my best to match the Pultec. Like I said, I know that this isn't supposed to be exactly like a Pultec. They just drew a lot of inspiration and it's a modern take on it. So obviously we're not going to get a perfect result, but just to show you how close we can get it, or if we were to match specifically this UAD Pultec, what does that sound like and how different does it sound like? Even though they're the same idea, but two different hardware units. So boost looks like I have about 3. It's a little above 3, it looks like. So let's see, can we do 3.1? Let's do 3.1. And then keeping at 20 hertz. The bandwidth is broad, so we'll do that. And then on the top end, we're at 5K. Can we just click on it? Yes, we can. And that's about 3 too. And if you haven't noticed already, this is pretty much a Andrew Sheps kind of setup that he uses. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's play without it, and then I'll throw it in through it, and I'll show my mouth. All right, so huge difference in the low end for sure. The top end too. The Pultec fills out the bottom end just like I want it, and it's adding that crack and that snap, I guess you can say, to the top end. But with the Bettermaker, it's the low end is like way more heavy with this unit compared to the Pultec. But I will say that it's not as heavy-handed with the top end. Like I said, we're just copying these settings. This isn't like exact, uh, you know, apples to apples. This is just like, if I wanted to compare these two in real time and use the same settings, what do they sound like with just matching the settings? And then we'll kind of go by ear and match from there. But I will say, from first impressions, they both sound great. The Bettermaker sounds really good. You can definitely hear the difference. This has a more modern sound, in my opinion. Like I said, that low end is really, really full, and we haven't even thrown in the valve. The valve is it valve or valve? Valve, right? Uh, yeah, we haven't thrown in the valve heat yet. So let's see what it says. Flat heat, whatever, or flat heat switch. When heat is enabled, internal gain stage drives vacuum tube harder to add saturation and color to the sound. Output pad is applied simultaneously to keep overall gain constant. Cool. So now let's play it again and let's throw in the valve and see what happens. I mean, the main thing I'm hearing, it's not a huge difference, but there is a difference. And to me, I'm hearing that upper mid range really gets saturated. The low end gets a little bit more rounder, I guess. I would assume, obviously, that's what, in this case, they're, yeah, modeling a tube. So essentially, that is what is going to happen for the most part. But that, yeah, that top end, that upper mid range really gets like, kind of sizzly, but not sizzly in a bad way. It just like really gets saturated, like what it says it's supposed to do. But that's like the biggest difference that I'm hearing with this knob. And then flat still sounds good. Flat, to be honest, I think this is more of a. I think this could end up being something where maybe you don't need it all the time, but it's cool to check if you need it. Because to be honest, I really do like it without it. But it's all situational. I mean, this could sound really good on vocals too. Maybe if I had some vocals separated, I would throw this on the vocals and use the valve engage. But for overall mix, at least for this song, I kind of like it without it. But um, yeah, I don't know. I guess another comparison too. Let's leave it on and then let's compare it to the Pultec because essentially, I guess like this is even though it's a modern sound, we're trying to compare it to something that's supposed to be modeled as a vintage sound. So essentially there's probably some tubes or something. I guess not with specifically with this one. I guess I can't remember if this is the tubeless one or the solid state one. I think it's the solid state one. I know somebody can help me out in the comments. Let me know in post time or whatever, and then I'll pin it or something. But yeah, let's just compare it with the valve in just for the hell of it. So let's start with Pultec first. So yeah, the biggest things I'm hearing is like I said, the Pultec, the top end is a lot more rounder, or in this case, warmer. I hate that word, but you know what I'm saying, it's definitely more vintage sounding, obviously because they're modeling a vintage box. But the Better Maker is way more cleaner, but it is pushing the high end, but it's not as much as the Pultec is. And yeah, like I said, the Pultec's a little bit dirtier on the top end, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And obviously, the Better Maker is going to be a little bit more cleaner because it's a more modern box. So now I'm going to go through and let's do it by ear and try to listen to what I was going for, which I think I already know what I was going for because, like I said, usually it's the same setup. And then I'm going to try to match the Better Maker by ear now instead of copying the settings. So yeah, I mean, I think this is the closest I can get with the settings. Kind of doing this quickly, but pretty much yeah, 4.2 compared to the roughly 3 dB. Because like I said, this isn't going to be accurate because it's more, um, obviously model after real Pultec, which those weren't stepped switches and knobs compared to the Bettermaker, which is. So it's a little bit easier to kind of get exactly where you want it. I'm sure if you hold like shift or something, you can get more precise or in between or whatever. Probably not. Actually, it seems like. But anyways, the low end I had to come down quite a bit, only a dB compared to, like I said, assuming that it is actually roughly 3 dB, which it probably isn't. But as far as the box goes, it's saying 3 dB. So yeah, that's pretty dramatic change. I will say another thing I forgot to mention that I thought was kind of cool about the Better Maker is that it has this, which the Arteria one of their plugin or most of their EQs have this kind of thing where you can really see the frequency, um, range and stuff of a vintage box that they're modeling, and I like that plugin companies are doing that. I think it's a great idea to kind of see what's going on. Not to say that you should, you know, EQ or mix by your eyes or whatever, but it is nice to know what the box is actually doing and showing you that it is actually doing something and it's doing something in a unique way or whatever. But yeah, this is pretty much the curve that it's doing, I guess. Let's listen to it one more time. Let me turn off the heat and then we'll go from there. Like I said, I know there's a lot of stuff that I'm skipping over. I know this you can solo the frequencies and stuff when you're like boosting or cutting, I believe. But for the most part, I kind of want to just go in and just really dig into the plugin. There's plenty of other videos out there that are breaking this down. I mean, obviously, Plugin Alliance and Bettermaker themselves are going to make a way more better detailed video, but kind of just wanted to show you like as fast as I can in a video in real time how this would sound. So yeah, let's compare it without the valve now. Yeah, what's kind of cool is what I'm hearing and what they're both doing, which is great. Which I think is what I was trying to get out of this too, and I think I remember doing it to this specific song or being in the mindset of like I'm trying to get a little bit more sustain out of the kick, and the Pultec really does that in a nice way, and the Better Maker is doing the same exact thing. Like I said, I think the only difference I could hear that I would argue is that this is a lot more cleaner. Obviously, it's a more modern box compared to the Pultec, in this case, the UAD one. If I can bring it up, it's a lot more grittier and dirtier, but it's more of like, do I want to go for a clean Pultec sound style? Let's say style, because like I said, not trying to say it's a direct copy of it, but it's very inspired by the Pultec clearly. Um, and then you can you have your option of just having a clean Pultec with a little bit more bells and whistles. But yeah, I think it sounds great. I think I'm actually gonna pick it up. Let me know if you're gonna pick it up, if you like it, and let me know what you think of the plugin. Like I said in the comments below. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Just a quick video, like I said. And I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe or to my videos or whatever. Watch all of them and stuff. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.